up? What up?
What up, man?
The midnight hour.
Let's go. We need to. We might have to copyright the midnight hour, man, at some point in time. Just because that might just have to be the name of the.
I got here on Wednesday and it is now Thursday.
Let's go, man. But
Juan's holding me hostage. To tell the truth, it's his kid's fault.
They talk a lot.
I'm pretty sure that at some point your daughter's gonna take over the seat.
Yeah. Just her. None of us are gonna be on there.
All you gotta do is sit there and nod. Good to go.
That's rough for me. I talk too much too. So you think where they get it from?
I can't imagine like you guys having a banter back and forth because both of you are itching to talk.
Yeah. Yeah, none of us let the other one finish the sentence. No.
Yo, welcome back, everybody, to the Carbon Footprint Podcast. He's Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with the drink of the day.
Man, listen, you guys know we like our old fashions. It's getting old, I know.
Yeah, because I'm old, so I need the old fashioned.
However, we get old, and so we need predictability in our lives.
That's right.
We got pandemonium and chaos in every other aspect. But we did a tequila old fashioned again. We do like to switch up at least the base of it. So the bourbon, the tequila, the rum, whatever we use in the old fashioned, we like to get different versions of it. So this is the first time I've actually had this 1924 Don Roberto double cask reposado. I've had Don Roberto tequila before, which is great. It's the first time I've had this one. Sean, you never had it before?
Never had it before. This one supposedly doesn't have like any like additives and shit. And then what got me was the name. So I had an old neighbor who's since passed. And it was like when I first moved into my house, the lot next to me was empty for a long time, and then this really old couple from Puerto Rico bought it, and we used to call this dude Don Roberto. His name was Robert, right?
Was at least Robert?
Yeah. So it was Don Roberto, right? So when I saw like the no additives, because Total Wine had it sort of like a sort of advertised like no additives, whatever, and I saw the name. It just like, it's one of those things where you just go like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, man. Let me get that. And it worked out. By itself, sipper. It was amazing. So in the old fashioned, fucking even better.
Yeah, I've had the añejo of theirs a couple of times. I've got a bottle now, and I think it might be the second or third time I've bought that bottle. It's sipper. I don't think I've ever mixed it. It's not true. I've made the old fashioned of it before, but that's about it. So good. But this double cask thing, like you can almost taste the smokiness, but it's almost citrusy at the same time. I don't know how to explain it.
It's kind of weird, but delicious. I was out last night with a couple of friends. Shout out to my boys, Gallo, Jay, and we were having old fashions, but with bourbon.
Oh, nice.
And I remember asking, I'm like, yo, you ever had a tequila old fashioned? They're like, oh no, never had that. I'm like, dude, fucking amazing. This is the one like this. This is one of quite a few probably that we've had here, but. Jay, if you want to try tequila old fashioned, hit this one.
Oh yeah,
you will not be disappointed.
Yeah, so build it in that mixing glass. You do the 2 ounces of that. You do the orange bitters. Well, but before I get there, Angostura bitters. So Sean don't like me using Angostura bitters.
They're aromatic, damn it.
Orange bitters, aromatic bitters. Half an ounce of agave syrup. Stir that up real nice. Pour it in a rock glass with a large ball of ice. Garnish with orange peel and a cherry, and that's it, man.
Enjoy.
Keep it simple thing. Enjoy it. This one's sneaky. The first one we had when you poured it for me, I was like,
"Oh my god,
this is gonna be a problem. I'm gonna chug this."
I don't know if I was thirsty or what, man. I was just like, yo, I just want to just drink the whole thing.
Smooth. Yeah, man, it's so good. But try that out, man. You gotta be disappointed. It's so good. We're gonna keep that tequila in rotation. That's a good one right there, especially for this, man. Oh yeah.
All right, bro. I don't really have a carbon footprint. I guess we're gonna have some topics this week, but I'm just gonna start with the first one that's been on my mind ever since last week. We didn't get to it.
Yeah.
Ryan Clark, former NFL player, ESPN analyst, podcaster, on the Pivot podcast. For those of you out there who are like podcast fans, is probably one that's in the rotation for you. maybe not, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a great podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. So he got fired, laid off from ESPN. It was part of a larger layoff. They laid off a bunch of
ESPN
people,
does this once a year.
They do this shit, right?
Yeah.
But on his and what's funny was like on this one, he literally they decided they were gonna lay him off while the guy's on air, and then during the commercial break because they were afraid it was gonna leak.
Yeah,
which means that somebody fucking leaked it out.
Somebody leaked it out.
So they figured like, yo, we gotta tell him.
We gotta tell him because he's gonna find out.
Right.
Potentially on air if he's checking his phone or something.
Correct.
And then they're gonna have an awkward moment. So I think they thought they were doing him a favor by telling him, but then they created this awkward scenario where he's there, they go to commercial, come back, he's gone. Basically.
Is that what it was? So they just
yeah.
Okay.
He just left. Yeah. So
which not for nothing, man. As a watcher of, and I don't know, I'm assuming it was in the morning, so it's probably on Get Up. I don't know for a fact. But on those shows, you know, guys kind of come and go.
Yeah, people come and go. So,
Like
sometimes you don't even notice.
As a watcher, as a viewer rather, I probably wouldn't even notice. But the reason why I wanted to get into this was on the Pivot podcast. Mm-hmm. The guy that he does it with asked him, like, yo, like, do you do anything different? And I wish I could play it, but it's kind of long. You guys go out there, the clips are out there.
Yeah.
But so I'll paraphrase. He basically said, yo, from like getting the feedback from people in the streets, from my family, whatever, like how I held down the culture and like my opinions and how I brought it, he's like, no regrets. He goes, but on the flip side, I wish I would have made better and stronger relationships with people essentially like who can fire me. People that are in positions.
Building relationships with the higher ups.
Those relationships, right? And I was like, man, like how fucking true is that, right? Like how true is, it's like sometimes you're in a role at your job and you kind of, you sort of get strong relationships with people who are within your department, your circle, your department.
Jobs are like school. They're cliquey, right? You have your cliques and your thing, and you gravitate towards your clique, if you will, and people talk and hang out and eat lunch or whatever with the same clique. Yeah, and you don't venture out. It's literally high school again, right? It's like the jocks and the nerds and the thing. It's a different cliques, right? It's the same, man.
Yeah, and I thought about that, and it kind of brought me back to when, like during COVID. The company I worked for, they had to furlough some people, right? And there was a few of us, and like I just in my mind I go, there's a few of us I go like, we were sort of pertinent in our roles enough, and also the people that were pertinent also have really good relationships with the
people making that decision of who,
right?
Yeah,
and you go, yo, like there is something to being valuable in your role, but then also having that emotional connection with people that can make that decision. Like it's so fucking true, man. And you have to develop relationships at the workplace. And then I was thinking about it, I was laughing, and I go like, Juan's a fucking asshole. I go, so how do you gotta speak on how do you do that without making relationships? Actually, man, that's not true. Like you're like a dude, like not for nothing, bro. Like, I told you this before. You're kind of like this good energy to be around, right? But I do know that like in roles that you've had, that you've pissed people off.
Yeah,
you probably
I'm an acquired taste.
You probably keep the person that has enough influence, right, to keep you around. You probably keep that relationship tight. But maybe you speak on like how you can still speak your mind, but then also keep those good relationships with the people that could.
I think too, man. I'm because I get this a lot from people who don't know me, who they'll be like, "Yeah," you said, they're like, "Man, you're an asshole," and then they get to know me, and they're like, I
get it.
You're not, yeah, you're like, I get it. Like, you're not anything like what I thought, like, and they're like, I wanted to hate you, and they'll get along with me. And I think part of it is like very private, so I don't give a lot in general, like of my life, but then, but also I'm outspoken, right? And I don't mind, and I don't ever I don't set out to disrespect people or like I don't set out to purposely piss people off, like as surprising as that may sound. And I think so what's happened for me, especially like when I've worked at companies or at places, I think with people who respect or want, I think honest feedback, no matter what their level is. Like I've worked for a CEO in the past who I think he was used to people giving him yeses, and everybody was like, "Oh, this guy's such an asshole." And him and I got along great. And I think part of it was I didn't kiss his ass the way everybody else is. And like I respected him, but I would tell him like if he was acting crazy, I'd be like, "You're bugging." And here's why you're bugging. And I would give him, and we would get into debates, about stuff. And then ultimately, it'd be like, it's your company. You do whatever you want, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you these things. And sometimes I'd be like, oh, you're acting off emotion, like do it. And I think respecting, the work that I did in general, I think was part of it. But then I think also respecting the fact that I wasn't being combative to be combative. I was being combative to, because I genuinely cared about the business decision, right?
There was facts behind
what. Right, exactly. I'm never like, oh, you're dumb. I'm generally like, walk me through that. Because from my perspective, this is what I see. And this is why I feel like it's a bad idea. And you might give me something with like, oh, that's because you're not thinking about X, Y, Z. And I'm, oh, okay, cool, fair enough. I spoke to a CEO recently who like the first thing out of his mouth was just like, I've been surrounded by yes people. I want a team around me that isn't afraid to push back. It has to be.
That has to be.
Because I tell people this all the time. I know what I'm not good at, right? And I generally like people to push back and give me other perspectives, right? Yeah. There was a point in time where I did a lot of hiring, and I would always hire people that were very different from me. Because I know my personality. I know my strong suits. I know that I don't need that. I need people who are good at the things that I'm not good at because I need that kind of balance. And I would always seek that out. And I would tell people like push back, like give me stuff. Yeah. Like if you push back to me and you don't give me like either facts or a way to work through that, I'm gonna get frustrated because I'm like, you can't just say, hey, you suck, and then not give me a way to fix the suck. Right. You know what I mean? Like from that perspective, I could get real frustrated, maybe defensive. But I think in general, if you're like, hey, you handled that wrong, here's why I think you handled that wrong, and you give me, like the facts behind it and like something like a correction course, like I'm generally good. But I think it's one thing I get, like even for my family, I've gotten out of work is I don't bite my tongue about a lot of things, and it's a double-edged sword because I think I also have seen and I've been in rooms of CEOs who like the yes people, who want the yes people.
Oh, really?
And it hasn't worked to my benefit in those rooms. Oh. No, because I think there's an ego and there's a level of confidence I think that you need to have as a man, woman, leader, I think business person, that you need to be comfortable in your own skin and comfortable in what it is that you believe in. And what I have noticed is like the difference between like the people, like the weak leaders, if you will, of you're not confident in your own abilities. And so you have kind of got to lead with the iron fist type thing versus the people who are, I may be wrong, but I'm confident, convicted in my abilities as a CEO or as an owner or as a C-suite, whatever it is. I've also noticed that the people who've led with that confidence generally don't mind the pushback. It's usually the fragile egos that give pushback. Because I've worked, and those are the worst places to be in, and they're the worst places for me because, like, again, I don't bite my tongue a lot. I don't like to. Like, it's not, to me, it's like you're paying me to give you my expertise, quote unquote, if you will, right? And if I can't do that, then why have me around? Yeah. And so I in those positions, I suck at. And so I feel for him, man, because he's right. Whenever you're at work, is like, you want to provide the most amount of value, right, to the people who make those decisions, unfortunately, or to the people who write your check. And then you want to, like, to your point, like the last thing you want to be is a number on a spreadsheet when someone's laying somebody off and they're sorting it by salaries, lowest to high, highest to lowest. I mean, and then they're making a decision based off that. Like you want them to look at that name and go, oh man, we had a really good time at that company.
You want that emotional connection, bro.
Oh man, I wonder how his kids are doing. And it, like you want to establish that emotional connection, man, and it's so true. And I feel for him in that standpoint of, I think Ryan Clark, to what he was saying was like he kind of became this warrior for his cause and for the culture, if you will. But in that, maybe, and I'm glad that I don't know if he's right or wrong about that, because that's his perspective and that's his experience. He wishes he would have done that. I don't know if that fixes this scenario, but it is. But I think again, as a man and as an employee, as whatever, he's looking at that scenario and going, "What could I have done better?" Right. And I think it takes a level of accountability to do that too, right? Because he could have just been like, "Yo, they're tripping." I think to take that thing and go and not victimize it in a way that he's like, "Nah, I wish I would have done that. Like, I wish I'd have built more relationship because maybe I'm just not a number on a spreadsheet."
He actually got a little emotional while he was describing it, and one thing that I forgot that he did say too, man, he goes, maybe I should have been more of what they wanted me to be. Which, when he said that, I was just like, damn, man, I felt like that was sort of like the emotional response. Mm-hmm. And I can say from a sort of a fan perspective, I really loved his takes. Like, I liked listening to him and his perspective from being like a former player and bringing that perspective to sports analysts, right? So I really liked his stuff, man. And so, no, man, like, I don't think you should have been anything different than what you were on TV. Now, developing the relationships off to the side with those people, that sort of hold your career in their hands. Maybe that would have been a better thing. Also, I also can go, yo, I understand why you didn't, because those people are not people that you would normally hang with. Yeah. And that shit is like, that's work, bro.
Oh, yeah. Dude, we've worked at a place where I was told many a times to kind of change. It's like, hey, if you want this, right, I need you to change the way you speak. I need you to change, who you hang out with. I need you to change,
Just because they ain't like me.
See? Clearly, right? You were holding me back. I would have been got promoted.
See? I'm sorry, man.
No. But, and I had leaders too, man, who told me over the years, don't change anything. Because they were like, because that's what separates you right now from like the stereotypical this or that. And it was, I think it's a tough place to be in because, you want to do a good job, you want to fit in, and so part of you goes, do I do that to play the politics, to, for the paycheck, for the whatever, for the accolades, for all that stuff. Like, it's hard not to want to do that. And then I also have this like stubbornness or ego or whatever that it tells me, like, I'm not changing who I am. Like, I am who I am, and this is what you're going to get, because it's more exhausting to me mentally to try to have to pretend that I'm somebody that I'm not, right? And so, and you're like, going back to the stuff before, like, for me, it's like, I never set out to hurt feelings. I never set out to be disrespectful. I never set out, and now on the flip side of that is what I will say is, if I'm in a room of people who are like that, or people who are bullies, or people who are disrespectful, people who are stuff, I love that shit. If I'm in a room of people who I'm like, whether it's work or whatever, and you're a bully, I'm like, I can be an asshole, to your point. Let's rock. Yeah. Like that shit gets me going, because I hate bullies, like, in that aspect. But for the most part, man, like, I'm like, I want to build good relationships with people. I want to contribute. I want to, I also like the pushback, because it tells me you're passionate. Like, if Ryan Clark is on air and he's arguing about something, and then he's arguing with his co-host and all that shit, I go, I don't know who's right or who's wrong, but they all give a fuck about what they're talking about. And I love that shit, man. And he was like, you and I have been in rooms in corporate America where people are arguing and thing, and I'm like, that tells me you guys care. Yep. I like that shit. There's nothing worse than sending a report off or a file or whatever to people and never hearing a peep about it. And then people complaining about it 6 months later, and you're just like, to me, I do that. And so I don't, like, it's funny, man, with Ryan Clark, I think he was relatable because, to your point, like, he was kind of like for the culture. I think he talked about sports like we would talk about sports, with the exception of he played it. Right. So there's that aspect of it that he had. I wonder too, man, because from an outsider's perspective looking in, and I'm not really sure how to articulate this, I don't even know if it's a knock, but I guess my criticism of Ryan Clark would be, is I wonder if sometimes he was too much for the culture, in the sense of he tried to find something that wasn't there. in order to be relatable to his like his base, if you will.
Did you see examples of that? Because I didn't have any.
So the one that pops to mind was his argument with Andrew Schultz. Remember the whole thing with Andrew Schultz, and he was like, "Oh, Charlamagne should have checked Andrew Schultz for talking about black women disrespectfully, blah blah blah." Right? Like they had this whole thing, and then Schultz had to go on his podcast, and they had which I'm glad. Like they had a conversation like men, they kind of thing, and it was almost like Schultz is giving him the explanation. And he just kind of kept it was almost like he was so fixated on what his thing was. And then part of me goes, I have empathy for him because, to your point, he's been given this platform and maybe he's getting this pat on the back behind the scenes of like, yo, you're looking out for us, thing, keep doing that. And so there's the pressure that comes with him being that person.
But that's on the pivot.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Not on.
No, right. It wasn't on ESPN. It was on the pivot. And so
he's not fired from the pivot.
No, he's still doing that. No, but I mean, as far as as a talent, is that would be my only knock is like whenever I watch him, I'm like, man, I wonder if he's trying to be almost find the thing that is, hey guys, I'm for you, instead of just organically letting the things come to him and being who he wants to be. Because
but he very well could have been very passionate about that.
And maybe that's the case. It just came off. It came off like somebody who was willing to die on that hill, and you didn't really have a reason to. There were no facts behind it. It was like a very emotional. And then even while somebody's telling you, because I think even the people in his
vaguely remember that.
Yeah,
I gotta go back and
go back.
That.
But I feel like there were other instances like that I saw of him where I was like, that feels like an awkward take. And maybe because I watched him other times, and I'm like, it doesn't feel like you. And again, from the outside looking in, and I don't know what he's going through, is it felt like he's almost trying to find that moment to connect it and just remind people like, hey, I'm one of you guys, or
Gotcha. That's
and I don't know that to be true. Again, I don't know, but I can also empathize with the fact that if you have this notoriety and this fame and this platform now being built, and people are looking to you for that, that's a pressure that not many people get or understand and all that, right? Like you gotta that he's got to live with. So it's a tough spot to be in. I'm glad, to your point, he didn't get fired from the pivot. He still gets to do that, which to me was my favorite thing that he did with Fred Taylor and Channing Crowder. So shout out to those guys. Like, he still gets to do that. I'm sure he'll land at Fox or his own show. I'm sure the guys from the pivot could just do their own. Like if I'm them,
bro,
I would just do my own sports show every day. Just do your own shit.
Yeah, dude, that was my thing, man. When I did see that, I go like, okay, so here's the piece that I go. I think people, I would just say like myself, when you look at, you go, okay, Ryan Clark, you're an NFL player, so you made millions through your career, right? You're ESPN analyst for years. You probably made millions doing that.
His salary was something like a few $1 million a year.
The Pivot podcast has been successful. I don't know what he makes on that, but the guy's doing well, right? But you go, yo, if you're making this kind of money, right? And then now that gets cut in half. Even though your half is better than most of us. $2 million.
No, but it's still your lifestyle lives.
Like that's a hit.
Oh,
bro.
absolutely.
And so like I'm always empathetic to that. Where you go, no man, like if he's like most people, he's
got mouths to feed.
His lifestyle changes as his salary increases over the years, right? And so it's like, yo, to get that shit cut in half, even though you're not poor. This shit matters.
Yeah.
And it is something to come home to and go like, yo, like I just lost X amount of dollars per year. Like, how am I going to make that up? Do I need to make it up? But that's a stressful thing for a guy.
Oh, yeah.
That's
and it's a public embarrassment, right? Like he's in a role that's very public too. So it's like, there's like an embarrassment behind it. Right. Like even though, a lot of people are going to tell you, hey, you shouldn't be. But again, as a guy, you're like, man, I feel like I'm publicly kind of shamed and fired. Like like you said, it's already a tough thing to go through. I got to go through it on the internet and on the news and on, it's tough. And he's got to go home to, his wife and kids and whatever. And like, that's a tough position. I hate seeing that part for these guys. What I would say is, man, the content space now, the way it has changed is that if I'm him and those guys from the pivot is I just go and do my own sports talk show, to whatever you want to do, whether it's daily, whether it's every other day, whether it's just during football season. And
just do it during
ESPN
football season,
is
bro.
giving Pat McAfee how much annually now? Pat McAfee started as a podcast. on his own. Then Barstool gave him a deal. Then ESPN had to roll out a bag, but he built that brand on his own with his team, and then now ESPN, he's not homegrown from ESPN. They had to go and grab his show and basically buy it. And I think that is the unique space that this age of podcasting and streaming video and all that has given a lot of these guys now is, okay, cool. And to your point, that doesn't fix his problem tomorrow because he's just lost, I think $2 or $3 million a year, I believe was the salary split. But, and so he's got to build that. But I think long-term he'll be okay. And, who knows? Maybe they build something and Barstool buys it or Fox Sports buys it. Or how cool would it be for Ryan Clark? He built something to pivot and now ESPN's got to write a check to him a couple years from now for their show. It's like...
Come full circle,
Come full circle, so you never know, man. But I think ESPN used to be their slogan, the worldwide leader in sports and all that stuff. I don't really know that there's any things that I watch on ESPN anymore as far as talk shows or people or whatever. Like I go, at Pat McAfee, if it's on, I'll leave it on. But I go,
I don't personally. I think what they're doing is great.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan.
Right, but I go, I see most of it through clips. I go, I don't think I watch anything now live, so I don't know how much ESPN. I think before, as a sports talk talent, you needed ESPN. I don't know if that's the case anymore. I think ESPN needs the talent now more than ever, needs these people more than ever. And the thing is that now these platforms have given the talent the ability to build the stuff without an ESPN, without the machine. Now ESPN still has the cash probably, right? They have the liquidity to then take your show. And maybe Pat McAfee couldn't get $60, $70 million a year through endorsements and all that. And so you get it from an ESPN. But you build this behemoth, and then ESPN is like, we have this prepackaged show.
Somebody buys it, bro.
Yeah, so so the sports landscape has changed a lot. The sports entertainment landscape. I think that guy will land on his feet. It's rough. Have you ever felt that way, like work-wise, where you thought, man, I should be building better relationships with maybe? Like, I know you talked about the COVID example, but were there other jobs where you felt like, maybe I didn't do enough?
No. I think the only time that I actually think about that is when I see people get promoted that I go, oh yeah, like not that they didn't deserve it, but I go, not who I would have picked, like not even close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those kind of things that you go like, that's a relationship hire or promotion. Mm. And though I've seen that a lot throughout the years, especially in corporate America, right? Where somebody's put in a position where you go like, they probably didn't deserve that. Like I know that person, I know what they know, and I know how they operate, and they're probably not even good for that role, but because of the relationship with this person or these people, they got that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, it definitely happens. So him saying that just struck a chord because I was just like, yeah, like. Maybe not with, like you definitely have to have a good relationship and not just working with the person that can fire you.
Yeah.
At least the person that can directly fire you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you want to be in that space that when they're talking about layoffs, you want to be that person that at least your direct leader is going, nah. Like that's my core. Like here's my core 4, my core 5.
Yeah. These are my protected.
These are my must-haves.
My protected.
You gotta pick from down here.
Right. Yeah. No, it's so true, man. And it's sad, but it's so true. It's true. I've been in positions as well when like COVID. You brought up COVID, for example. Like man, I had to lay off a massive team during COVID, man. And one of the, I think. Probably, I don't say why. I think the toughest thing I've had to do professionally was probably that. And it's weird because it was made easier by the fact that there was like this built-in excuse that everyone understood, right? So it's like a surprise and it's not a surprise at the same time, right? When you're walking people into your office, I think they're all kind of expecting it, So it's like from one standpoint, it's like people kind of know it's coming, but it still fucking sucks, right? Like I'm sitting here, and to your point, I'm looking at a list of people, and they're and I had established kind of personal relationships with everybody on that team, so I knew a little bit. So I'm going through the opposite of I have to let these people go anyway. And I'm thinking of everyone's personal situations. And it made it so fucking tough, right? Because you go, you're trying to go, okay, what's the fairest way to go about this? Do I go by seniority? Do I, do I go by role? Like, what is it they do? What is the nice to haves right now versus the must have versus, and who's doing those things, that kind of thing, man. And to your point, man, like I make it a point, like when I work with people, to try to get to know a little bit about them. I always say, like, you spend more time with the people you work with than you do a lot of time with your own family. Yeah. And so you want to try to at least to get to know each other, and you want to have a good time, and you want to have fun at work, and you want to banter. And so, these are people that I've worked with for a while, and man,
what did you use? What strategies did you use? Do you remember?
I think it was like a combination of, what were the things that so this is during COVID, right? And so it's like, okay, what are the things that just aren't happening right now? And this role does this specific thing that maybe goes away for a little bit. Yep. And so, that, and then it was, okay, what are the roles that are nice to have, but not critical, not must have, like won't cripple us. And so I went with that as well.
All right. So the big question is, and you don't have to answer who, were there any sort of like emotional keeps?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I think that in itself kind of goes back to Ryan Clark going, like, they were there in that situation. There's emotional keeps. So you go, I probably don't need this person, but the relationship is strong enough that I can't do it. Like,
dude, I'll tell you right now exactly what it was.
No, don't.
No, I'm not gonna tell you their name. Okay, but I'll tell you what the emotional thing was.
Okay.
Is I thought about and I had to, and then I came to this person, and I could have picked this person or another person, kind of in that group, and then it was tough, and then what it boiled down to was who's gonna have an easier time getting rehired.
And you kept the one that would have had a harder time.
That I think would have had a harder time getting found out. Wow, is what I boiled down to.
Like you go, like that person will be okay,
right?
So I'm gonna,
probably
and like the stronger candidate.
If you were to let go of the stronger employee,
if you were hiring out of those two people, you would have picked that person,
correct?
And you let that person go.
Wow, yeah. And that was kind of what it boiled down to.
Wow, because you are a dick. See, people, it doesn't even matter what you know. You might still get fired.
It was one of those, like, I go, man, world turns back on 2 months from now. Who's going to get picked up immediately? Who's going to have a tough time? And I kept the person who was going to have a tough time because I went, we'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, it was like the rest of the people that I kept were strong enough. And I was like, they'll be fine. They'll coach this up. They'll do whatever, but they'll close that gap. It's tough, man. Dude, to this day, it was the hardest thing I've ever done professionally. And so much so that at the time, I remember I was suffering from like this really severe back pain that I was getting all the time.
I remember that shit. You remember that? And then you went to the witch doctor.
Yeah. So this is before I went to the witch doctor. I went to like a regular doctor who basically said,
"Stupid."
Yeah, I know, moron. But this guy just kept trying to pump me full of pain meds, right? And I remember telling him, like, "Hey, man, like, I want to figure out the why. Like, this isn't. I can't take pain meds forever." And he just kept telling me, "Oh, for 6, it's just got to heal, right?" It was this thing, right? So anyway, so on one of them, he gives me medication, and I remember looking at the prescription, and I was like, "That's an antidepressant. I'm not sad. My back hurts."
And he might tell you like, "Yeah, but it helps with."
And that's what what he told me was, and I'm sure someone out there is gonna know what I'm talking about, or they're gonna say that I sound stupid explaining it. But basically, whatever neuroreceptors this thing kind of blocks, he goes, you won't feel anything. Emotionally, physically, like he goes, like it's gonna just like, so you're gonna sleep like a baby. Because I think at the time I was like, man, I can't sleep because the back pain would only happen when I laid down. Okay. And so he gave me this, and I was like, I'm like, I'm not sad, bro. He goes like, it's just, and he gave me the explanation. He's like, just take it. And so I kind of reluctantly took it, and that shit worked. It was like, he was right. I didn't feel anything. Slept like a baby. I was on it. And I remember the day that I had to go in and do those. And so then what I found out was the half-life on this pill was 24 hours. So for 24 hours, I felt like numb, like emotionally, physically, just numb.
You couldn't connect with the wife, the kids.
Nothing, bro. I was literally just
people at work.
I was like a zombie. And I remember taking this the morning that I had to go in and do that just so that I didn't have to feel the emotional. Yeah, not proud of it, but just motherfucker. So I could be numb. And I know I'm not completely dead inside because one of the people still got me emotional almost, man. You know what? One of the people got me emotional because in the middle of the conversation, they apologized to me saying, I'm so sorry you're having to do this for everybody. And I'm like, I'm letting you go. Why are you buying? And it was like the nicest way that I've ever seen anyone take news of me letting them go. And then they were like, oh, this must be so hard for you. Like, you've had to do this to so many people, I'm sure. Like, and I'm like, wait, no, you're supposed to be mad at me right now. It was almost like, I prefer you to be mad at me right now.
No, be like, don't worry, I'm on med.
And that shit made me sad. I was like, bro, I was like, I would cry right now, but
I can't. I got tear blockers. Bro, to your point though, man, of like meds. So I go to I use the VA hospital.
Yeah.
Right? And not for nothing, man. The VA hospital I go to, shout out to them guys, man, in Lake Nona, fucking, like, it's a factory in there, bro.
It's good.
It's like, you go in, and it's like, all right, cool. Like, we're going to take an x-ray of this and this, so just go down here, go get your x-rays. After that, I'm gonna get you a brace. Go to the 3rd floor, you go get your brace. You need meds, like, go to the 2nd floor and... It's
efficient and quick.
Efficient. Nice. They're super fucking efficient, but also it's like it's a primary care type thing, right? Mm-hmm. And at least in my situation. And so I went in there, and it's like, oh man, like I gotta do, like, oh man, when I sleep on my side, my shoulder, like it just gets this numbing pain and it just hurts. Oh, you got full range of motion, you got all this shit. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, just don't sleep on your side. And I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, I know. I'm not doing that. Like I want, like, to your point,
solid advice,
somebody who's gonna, like, I'm like, bro, I'm already doing
don't
that,
medicate
man.
me, yeah.
Don't fuck, but not for nothing. Like, to his credit, he didn't say, oh, I'll give you these pills, whatever. He's just like, yeah, man, like, like, you're getting older, like, just stay off it. And I'm like, yeah, bro, but something is causing that. I'm trying to find out what the fuck that is.
Yeah, I don't want you to just medicate it away. Dude, I avoided doctors for years because, like, I always felt like that was a thing. And I go to a guy now, and I'm not going to give out his name because he's already too full. But who... I
can't get in.
Yeah. But who... one of the things I like about this guy is his thing is always he'll ask me, well, what do you want to do about it? He's like, you want to figure it out, or do you want me to make it like? Do you want me to
numb the pain?
Yeah. Right. And he's like, I want to feel like we need to figure out what's going on. I can make you comfortable for a little bit, but let's figure out the why. And he's been one of the first doctors that I've talked to his immediate response wasn't, let me medicate you. Whereas that guy that I saw, he had a lady, like a scribe. The doctors use a scribe now, and she was just taking notes for him and shit. And it's very weird because you feel like you're in the 1700s at a medieval fucking dinner, and someone's like blah 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 blah, and there's someone just taking the notes with a feather, and this person just sitting in the background just writing stuff, and it's almost like you're talking to him, and he's not even listening. He's listening for like key words, and he's just like okay, this, and I'm like, no, can we have a and I remember one day he like basically rattled off a bunch of stuff to her, and then just started to walk out of the room. And after I've been waiting for the dude, and I was like, no, no, man, like, we're going to have a conversation. And the scribe looked at me, like, opened her eyes wide, like, and I'm like, I want to talk to you. Like, I don't want to just, give me, you didn't even ask me, like,
This ain't a factory, bro.
And like, needless to say, I didn't go to him much after that, or if at all. I think that might have been the last visit. But, like, I remember staring at him going, like, you didn't, right. It treated me like a factory. Like I was just some thing down an assembly line that didn't pass QC. I
went to orthopedic that was like that, man. And he tried to get out of the room to do the same thing. And I was like, hold on, bro. Like, I'm not finished. And I'm like, so with this thing, like, this is what I'm doing, whatever. And then he was just, And he kind of gave me this thing of just like, because my injury at the time was related to like a working out injury. And then he goes like, you gotta stop doing that, man. Get on the sled. Like, so stop doing, it was almost like, stop doing squats, like get on the sled. And I'm like,
now when you look at this guy, does it look like he ever worked out?
I mean, you know what? He was a bigger guy, so I go like maybe in his day. But I was like, nah, like that's what I hate it. I'm just like, I don't like going to doctors that don't work out because I'm like, bro, you don't understand.
Right.
I've been working out for fucking over 30 years. Bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't understand.
Now, I have a real problem with doctors who are out of shape telling me I need to watch what I eat.
or bro, then when them guys when they'll tell me like, oh, you just stop working out for 3 months. And I'm like, no. Yeah,
that's not the answer.
What's next?
Yeah,
that's not gonna fucking
actually
happen.
I think I'm not ashamed to say this. I think if you're a doctor and you're overweight, I immediately kind of just go, nah, it's not the guy.
You're not
the guy. Yeah. I'm like, I can't. It's like you can't take advice from someone like that about your health. If you
like
can't
I don't want to be like
health.
you.
Yeah, no, yeah. No, I'm like that. I guess this is where the asshole thing comes in, where I'm like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to give me advice on this, and you can't take it yourself or follow it yourself? Like, no, don't. I'm out. Like, I can't do it, man.
All right, man. You seen the Dr. Fauci shit?
Yeah, I was gonna say no. I did see the memes.
Yeah, I mean,
but I haven't seen the actual.
I kind of want to go and watch this shit. So Dr. Fauci was had a whole Senate hearing, right? And I think it was Rand Paul.
So what do we? So just real quick, I guess for people who are,
I think that's gonna be. I don't know, but go ahead.
No, but Fauci was the whatever we call the doctor for like the head of medicine or whatever in the U.S.
At the time that
COVID happened,
right under Biden.
Okay, under the Biden administration, and no, but sorry, Fauci was in that role for like many administrations, right?
I don't know.
I thought I could be wrong, but I thought he was in that during COVID. But I thought he held that role since like the 70s or 80s or some shit.
Oh
like
shit!
That.
I
could be wrong, but anyway, so is he being now questioned on the COVID shit?
On the COVID shit.
So 6 years later, we're still talking about the COVID shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and we all kind of know that. Which is funny.
We just made all that shit up at the time, man. Like, not COVID, but we just made up all the rules as it went because nobody really fucking knew anything, man.
Nobody knew.
And everybody just panicked. They're like, I don't know, man. Bats are killing people. Yeah. Fucking. So like what? Like I don't know.
Bats, fucking tarantulas over there. Like I don't know. But the funny thing about this is he's being asked all these questions and he's pleading the fifth. He pled the fifth over 100 times.
Hell yeah.
And they were asking him like basic questions like, yo, is the carpet red? He was like, plead the fifth.
Well, that's smart because then you can't say
that it was just based
incriminate him based on like, oh, the ones where he was incriminating, he didn't answer. He pled the fifth on everything.
Yeah, on a lot of shit, right? So like,
why not?
And I know they were trying to.
If we're gonna allow you to do it, then
I think his lawyer was basically telling him like, yo, they're trying to build a criminal case against you.
Yeah.
Like,
don't answer anything.
Don't answer anything. Yeah. Now, also, I don't know for a fact, and I think none of us do, right? Except for him. Yo, Fauci did whatever the fuck they told him to do.
Yeah, he's not the one making decisions, bro.
That's right.
Yeah.
But like everything else, bro, we always try to make like somebody the scapegoat, right?
Yeah.
So if Fauci goes to jail or whatever, I think people that at least were sort of against the whole like COVID vaccinations, they go like, good. The bad guy went to jail. When in reality, the dude's a puppet, right? Somebody's behind behind the curtains pulling the strings, man. And we're not getting that guy.
Yeah, he's not. We're not
getting those people.
He was the spokesperson at the time. That's and the kind of the person they rolled out there, but he wasn't like the. And also, the other thing was like nobody really fucking knew, man. I don't care what anybody tells you, whatever side you were on. Is at that time, I think a lot of us felt, one way. The number of deaths and all that shit was like alarming. So I think we were all kind of in a space where like common sense told us like, this doesn't feel right, but also this is a little weirder than usual. Like this is a little more serious than ones we've seen in the past. So I think no reaction was wrong at that time. I think if you were like, fuck that, I'm not putting that in my body, I don't think you were wrong. And I think if you also panicked and you were just like, I want to get it because my mom passed, and and for whatever reason, and you're just like, I want to make sure. Like, I don't think you were wrong either. Like, I don't know. I think the worst thing we did at that time was force people to make a decision one way or another.
Right, because some people were just like, "Oh, you don't get the vaccine, you don't get a job." Like we have to fire.
That's wild to me, and
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. And I'm waiting for the class action lawsuits to come out about that one day.
Like we all had.
Gonna happen. Yeah,
you had COVID. I had COVID. At least for me,
I never tested positive. Let the record show. I had.
Oh no, so I did it, man. And I remember I had like two days.
You remember I was fucked up on this podcast doing it.
Yo,
I kept testing negative.
I gotta go look at what episode number that is because you were. We did it fucking remote.
Yeah, we did it remote.
Yeah. I remember that shit. So I got it, and I was miserable, as in like I'm on the couch and I just didn't feel like doing anything. But I wasn't like no body aches, I was had some chills.
Yeah, it's more like the
nothing crazy,
lethargic, and
it was just like I just like leave me alone. Don't bother me. I don't want to fucking do anything. And that was like 2 days. But then by day 3, I kind of felt better, and I went for like a long bike ride, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Now, if you had pre-existing conditions, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Right. So, but whatever, man. Like.
Isn't that the same with everything?
Stay healthy, bitches.
Yeah. You fucking work out. Also, it's how silly of us to think that we're gonna let somebody ugly make decisions for this country, bro. You see what Fauci looks like a Lord of the Rings character, and we're like, oh, put that guy.
Put that guy.
He was making. If y'all don't know anything about Americans, we don't let ugly people make no decisions. And whenever we do and put them in jail, just know it was a setup.
And if y'all watching the video, yes. You did just see me eat the cherry.
You have to. It's been marinating in the tequila for a while.
Gotta eat the cherry.
Do it. Oh yeah. See, and I always, if you're new to this, I always refill my cup about 14 times in the middle of
I'm trying to take the rest of the bottle home with me, but while I'm going to finish the whole thing.
Wait, now that you said that, I got a number.
All right, yo, LeBron.
Oh, we didn't talk about. I can't believe we didn't talk about this. Yeah, man.
Yo,
joins the Sixers.
Yeah. So this is one of them things where it's just like the debate in my head was like, yo, is this a genius move? Is this him chasing a championship? Is this, is it like I don't know, is it for something else? Because I look at that squad, and I felt like the Sixers, I felt like Cleveland and probably Miami were good landing spots for him.
Yeah.
And even Golden State.
See, so the Sixers were the last team on my list.
Really?
Of those.
Dude, they have a squad, bro.
They do, but
who's the coach? Is it Nick Nurse? Okay.
Yeah. They do. I'm trying to figure out a way to
say it. It's because of Embiid, bro.
Huh?
It's because of Embiid.
No. This is gonna sound fucked up.
Or just because of Philly?
It's because it's Philly. I go, you're like. No, I know it sounds fucked up, but I'm like, no, not to Philly. If you're from Philly and your thing, and you've always lived that thing, like you like it and you do stuff. If you're someone who has options and you lived in Los Angeles and you've lived in Miami and you could live anywhere in the country, the last place you're picking is Philadelphia. Yeah. It's like, that's just facts. In fact, most of the athletes that played in Philly, like there's all these listings of people now where like they're trying to decide on where LeBron's gonna live. And it was like, there's all these listings of professional athletes who played in Philadelphia and then lived in like New York City or whatever, made the commute, right? And more than likely he'll live on the Jersey side, on some suburbs or whatever, make his way over probably. I don't know. But I think that's what I thought. I kept thinking about this as a 41-year-old man with a wife and kids, and then going home and saying, hey, honey, I know we live in LA and we have this great life and our kids go to this amazing private school and we all this stuff, but I want to go live in Philadelphia during the winter next year. Dude, she's going to go, fuck you.
I think the wife and kids stay in LA.
I'm sure that's probably what the thing is, because I'm sure his wife goes, you're going to go live in Philly next year during the winter time. But
I've been to Philly.
So I literally thought, and I know it's an oversimplification, I just go, you're at the tail end of your career. Is it more important to you to like go play with some friends now? Like you go play with Steph and play with Draymond, and then maybe,
I thought that was the play.
I thought that was the play. And then I go, I could see Miami because they added Giannis, and then you go, Spoelstra is probably the best coach he's ever had. So you go back there, do you get another championship, and then sail off to the sunset. Now, the more I've seen this Philly move, and to your point, the roster, And the more I've had time to sit on it, I just go, oh, so now here's what I thought. This is the last legacy NBA team that you could do something for that will mean something to a fan base, right? Like New York just won a title,
right.
So you can't
go there.
So you can't go there, right? Because if you win a title, it's like, well, they just like
right.
Philadelphia hasn't won a title in 48 years, 50 years, something like that. It's like they're a storied NBA
was it Dr.
franchise.
J team that did that?
They weren't even an NBA team, I think. I don't even think Dr. J won a title. I could be wrong. I think he won like an ABA. I don't think he ever won an NBA title. Right? I could be wrong. But Philadelphia and the NBA hasn't won a title. So I go, they're the last kind of storied franchise left to me that hasn't won a ring. That you just go, if you do it for them, now you go, I did it as a Laker, which everybody's done, right? Yeah. I got it home to Cleveland. I got one in Miami, and then you go, man, I got one to right. Yeah, you got two, man. And then you go, and I got one to Philadelphia, and I erased sort of the years. I ended the drought, whatever. And so I go, okay, that's not only a team that has a shot, but it's a team that then now the legacy is there, the history is there. And so that's the only thing I can think of is like, he goes, oh, that's a storied NBA franchise. Allen Iverson couldn't do it. Dr. J couldn't do it. All these guys can, like, do I go there, give them one? And also, man, here's the other thing. I don't like the idea of people calling it ring chasing. I go, is it ring chasing if you're the difference between them getting a ring or not? To me, Kevin Durant going to a Warriors team that already won a title is ring chasing. And that's capable of chasing.
I agree.
LeBron going to a team that is talented but hasn't won a title isn't ring chasing. When you're the difference between getting the ring, you're not ring chasing. Now, you could say LeBron's focus is on getting rings. Sure, I 1,000%. This is a move.
Aren't they all?
Right, that should be your move. That's the reason you're taking the veterans minimum. That's this is clearly a move meant to be. He wants to be on a competitive team and he wants to try to win a title. Like, I get that. But like, to me, when they're like, oh, he's ring chasing now, I'm like, you can't be ring chasing if you're the difference between them getting one and not getting one. I don't know.
So check this out, man. I was thinking that maybe he hates Philly so much. He wants to win a title there because he knows the citizens will burn the city down.
You been hanging out with me too long.
Yeah,
I love it.
Every person that I know that has been to Philly, including your ass, that has gone to a sporting event, has come back with trauma.
Yeah,
fucking Phillies game. I got boys that went to fucking Eagles games. Bro, all of y'all have come back with trauma.
Bro, great time. If you're watching sports in Philly, it's entertaining as fuck, especially in Florida because we're shitty about our professional sports.
Yeah, we don't really care.
But y'all gotta get out, bro. Like, goddamn, man. Like, I have family in Philly. Like, obviously I grew up in Jersey, right across the border there. But like, and I have a ton of family there, and they're all either Sixers and Philly fans and whatever. Yeah. It's like, bro, y'all gotta do something. Like, you're so close to the beach. Why are you so angry? Like, I don't get it. But it is a traumatic experience. Listen, word of advice. If you are a fan of any team that's not a Philadelphia team, do not wear that jersey when you go to a game in Philly. It does not matter what game you're at. It does not matter what kind of sport it is. Like, it does. Matter of fact, just don't go into Philadelphia with any paraphernalia of another sports team, period, especially if it's like a rival of theirs. Bro, but geez.
I was told this story and I got more details like literally a few days ago. This is years ago. I had friends of mine that went to the old vet.
Yeah.
To watch Philly.
That was the dome, right? That the Phillies played in? Was it a dome?
No, it wasn't a dome.
It wasn't? The vet wasn't a dome?
Mm-mm.
Huh.
So anyway, they went to go watch them, and I think they were playing like the Giants. And one of my friends had on, he was actually a San Fran fan, but he was a Brian Urlacher fan, just like them as a player.
Okay.
So he wore the jersey. They weren't even playing the Bears.
No, that bad idea.
So Urlacher, for those of you who don't know, was a Bears linebacker at the time. He goes there, and they go, "Yo, these dudes ran. They were like there was like a fence that separated them, and the dudes ran to the fence and grabbed the fence and was like, 'What happened to y'all last year?'" With
passion, right? Yeah, bro. They don't give a fuck, bro.
It was like the year after I think Philly like ousted the Bears in the playoffs.
This is the Donovan McNabb Phillies, right?
Yes.
Or not Philly Eagles, but
Eagles. Sorry. Yes. But yeah, everybody that I've ever known, including you, that have gone to Philadelphia, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, you went on a random fucking Tuesday.
Oh, bro.
To watch them play the Marlins, right?
Yes, bro. I went to a game, random Tuesday in the middle of the summer. It wasn't even close to postseason. It was like July. It's like maybe even June. Middle of summer. It's Tuesday night. The shit is sold out. It was wild.
Why?
The Marlins sucked at that time. I was not watching them for the Marlins, obviously. I just happened to be there.
Did you wear Marlins?
No, nothing. No, I just no. But I'm a Yankee fan, right? I don't give a fuck about I just happened to be in Philadelphia, visiting family, and I was like, "Oh, what's there to do tonight?" Game was on. I scalped tickets. I almost got ripped off. It's a whole different story. Anyway, because fuck y'all, that's why. But the game is, I'm like, the Marlins are ass. So why is it sold out? And then I'm like, oh, there's not much to do on Tuesday night. But then there's like fights breaking out in the stands. There's people being taken. Evidently, there's a jail in the stadium, or there's like a judge on
standby. In the baseball too?
I think in the baseball too.
I know the old vet there was.
Maybe it's part of the complex. I don't know, man. But evidently, the people were telling me like, oh yeah, that's all right. They'll be out. There's like a whole judge and everything here.
Yeah.
They even have like preset sentences already. These people get. It's like, I don't know if that's true. That's at this time this person was telling me. But anyway, fights breaking out everywhere, and I was like, y'all suck. The Marlins suck. Yeah. Like, why are you so passionate right now? And it was like, it's Philadelphia. All right, man. And I had to say, too, also, amazing time. Citizens Bank Park was great. It was so fun. Listen, sports, professional sports in Florida especially, ass, garbage. Yeah. No, where do you go? It sucks. Like, I love going to places where people are that passionate. So I do love watching games in Philadelphia. It's so fun. Like, I love passionate fan bases and sports and all that stuff. But then there comes a point in time where you're like, all right, you guys really need to get like a water park or something out here, or get you a Six Flags closer. I don't know. Y'all got Dorney Park, and I think that has a water park. Y'all need to just go out there more and stuff, man. Philly people would just be angry, bro.
Dude, talk to me about this Clay Travis proposal.
Oh, this is amazing. I love Clay Travis because this is what I would be doing if I had Clay Travis money.
So first, talk to me. Who is Clay Travis?
Clay Travis, he owns. He's like a talking head in sports and stuff too. But I'm trying to think of what his thing is called. He has a sports betting Outkick the Coverage. So he's the founder of Outkick the Coverage. It's like a sports.
What is it, like a sports betting?
Yeah, no, I think it's like a sports. I don't even call it a network, but I think it's sort of like a channel, almost like Bill Simmons' thing where he's got like the Ringer stuff. So Outkick the Coverage is kind of Clay Travis's like version, right? So he offered $10 million to the Las Vegas Aces of the WNBA, and
who are pretty much like. They're multiple time champions.
Yeah, they're like a dynasty in the WNBA.
Right. And they're I think they have the
MVP of the WNBA, right? Aja Wilson, whatever, right?
And I want to say this year they're in the top. Like another chance for a ring.
So he's basically said, if he says if the Aces agree, or any WNBA team, but he's offering it to the Aces because they're the best one, right? And he says, if you beat a high school championship, state champion boys team of my choosing, I will give you $10 million, which is about a third of the revenue that the WNBA makes in general. The whole league. So I wish I was exaggerating.
Is that true? Bro?
So I'm pretty sure it's close.
Well, no, tell the story.
I'll look. He notes. So no, he says in his comment, the prize would amount to roughly 1/3 of the Aces. Of the Aces' estimated annual revenue. So So that's okay. So the Aces make an annual about $30 million a year. So he's saying the Aces' annual revenue, it's a third. I'll give it to you if you can beat a high school, a state championship high school boys team of his choosing.
So before you go on to what you think, if you're the owner of the Aces, which I'm actually kind of curious of who owns the Aces.
It's somebody who owns like a.
Do they also own an NBA team?
They do.
Okay.
Or no, the professional sports.
So if you're the owner, right, do you go, fuck, I'll take the third of the revenue? Or do you go, no, this is going to batter my brand?
Yeah, you're not going to win. If you're a realistic owner of that WNBA team, they're going to get clobbered. And you're like, it's going to batter my brand, or it's going to...
Not for nothing. Yes, so the high school team, so they're young.
Dude, Bird Academy
but
here
they're men
from Central Florida here. Like,
they're men. They're the 18-year-old.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Young
But
men.
I'm taking a high school state championship. But
now,
let's take
about
Bird Academy down the street from here would beat the Las Vegas Aces, and I don't have $10 million like Clay Travis, but I'll put whatever the equivalent amount is.
I got $10.
I think they would beat them by 70. I don't even think it's close. If we're doing 20-minute halves, oh my God, bro.
All right. So then take it a notch down. Mm-hmm. You get like a championship middle school.
It's a close game, and the championship middle school wins by 10. Yo, have you seen a 12 or 13-year-old boy?
No, man. Me and you beat that, bro. Come on, man. Let's go.
Me and you beat the WNBA team?
No.
I think. How about you and me and the best elementary school team in the country against the Aces? I think we got a shot.
No, man. We're getting smoked by them, bro.
By who?
By the Aces?
No.
Me and you? I'm going to tell you right now. Don't pick me, bro.
You think I got what's it going to bully you in the paint? No chance, bro.
Only if
you don't think you can box out?
I have to yoke her up. But you know that I'll be fouled out in the first 10 minutes, bro. What are you talking about?
Nah, somebody getting dunked on.
This nigga said it'd be a close game, but the middle school.
My money's on the middle school. Middle school team by 10.
I just hurt my wrist.
Bro, AAU team. Yo, you give me a middle school AAU team, like the top AAU team in the country in middle school, they're gonna beat them.
Yeah,
guaranteed, bro.
No fucking way,
bro. I used to coach.
I disagree with you.
I used to coach high school level basketball.
Yeah,
at that FBVA at AAU level. I'm telling you right now, some of these fucking kids at like 14 were throwing alleys from half court. They are fucking them up. I'm telling you right now, it's not close, bro.
But you know what? That's a great argument to go like. That's why
they play above the rim.
That's why trans players can't play in women's sports.
Well, I think that was kind of his point. I think amongst other things, his whole point was when they were talking about having trans players in women's sports.
Yeah,
I think what he's trying to prove is, guys, these are biological men. Like this is what would happen. This is what you're allowing.
Right,
and so I think he's not.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not trying to be disrespectful to the women's WNBA team.
Okay,
I think his point in terms of it being like women's sports and like getting beat by men, that wasn't his point.
Yeah.
His point was, I think, is what you're saying is you can't let trans men play in the WNBA, and I'll prove it to you. Like even at this level, you would get absolutely demolished. Like biologically, doesn't like that. That was the argument that he was trying to make.
Okay,
and so that's like the reason.
Maybe you should have led with that.
Nah, I still think the middle school team beats them. Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you take 11, or I don't know, usually on a basketball roster, it's like 11 or whatever.
You know, we're never getting a WNBA person on this pod.
Nah, I think we'll get one. Sophie, what's her name? What's the girl with the pointing? Cunningham? Sophie, she'll come through.
Oh,
she knows what's up.
Yo,
come. You always want
to we have never even had a guest. So what's up?
Well, we'll let a WNBA player be the first one.
Only because he talks shit.
Listen, if you take 11 of the best 14-year-olds in the country.
So like freshmen in high school.
Yeah. Against the Aces, they beat them. The 14-year-olds do.
Yeah,
bro,
man.
You're under these 14-year-old kids be like 6'6", and they play above the rim. I'm just trying to tell you, if I take the best 14-year-olds in the country, bro, oh my God, dude. It's not even close. It's not even close. Put that shit on pay-per-view. I would watch.
I pay.
Hell yeah, I would watch that. You remember years ago, They had the guy who was ranked like 200th in the world, and I'm exaggerating. I think it was like in the 130, 140, and he was a nobody. And he played like one of the Williams sisters. I can't remember if it was Venus or Serena. And he smoked her. And he's ranked, and she was like number 1 or whatever in the world. And he's ranked like 130, 140 in the men. And he smoked her. Like, and this is a guy that no one's ever heard of. Like, and you're talking about one of the greatest women's tennis players of all time.
Maybe the greatest.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like that's the GOAT, bro.
And he smoked her, and he was a guy that nobody even heard of and couldn't crack the top 100 in men's. You know, it's like, it's
I will say, man,
like, I just think I know it's not like the PC thing to say.
No, bro, but it's like, facts is facts, bro.
Yeah,
the numbers don't lie.
It's just, biology don't lie.
I will say this too, man. Like, so I can't remember what the last one was. I don't know if it was Wimbledon was the last one, or whatever the last tennis tournament was. I usually watch when it gets down to like the end.
Yeah.
And I watch both. I watch the women's and I watch the men's. You know, if it gets down to like the final, say, I don't know, the final 6.
Yeah.
I'll start watching.
I watched the women's championship this year. I think I missed everything else. I watched the women's last one, the final. Yeah.
So they're both entertaining, but the men's is different. There's a different level of
you ever
tennis,
see the
bro.
speed that the men see?
No,
and the women do it too. And listen, if I roll down into a tennis court with a woman,
you get it.
Like, I don't know that people appreciate, like you said, the speed at which they even serve at. It's like impossible to return if you're a regular player. It's stupid. The fact that the people can even return it and you get volleys is impressive on its own. But you said the men's one, it's just dudes hitting 130 mile an hour fucking shots back and forth for 6 hours. It's like, it's wild.
And like you said, some of these games are going, 4 or 5 hours, bro. That's crazy. Fucking nuts. Bro.
It's funny, man. I do enjoy watching like the tennis. It said Wimbledon is one of those events. The U.S. Open, like, when it gets to the end, I like watching that. If I'm like, I'm not gonna.
Maybe that was the last.
I'm not gonna stay home to watch it, but like if it's on and I'm home,
I'm
putting it on. Yeah. It's one of those, like, and even the women's ones of those. It's so entertaining. Like I just like watching sports with a sense of urgency and with fucking fire, where people are just passionate about it. Like I love
and those tournaments are one and done.
Yeah, right.
So
It's so good,
everything has urgency to it.
But so where do you think LeBron? Where do you think the Sixers team finishes, or you think it's too soon? Like, I know it's still August.
Oh man, like I tell you what, man. If I think LeBron makes a huge difference, I think this immediately puts them in title contention. I want to see what Nick Nurse is able to do with the roster, because I feel like you got to take Embiid, who is a phenomenal basketball player when he's healthy. He's like I was looking at him and I go like, he's like the BMW of fucking players. He's great when he works, but he's in the shop a lot. And I feel like,
goddamn, not Embiid being a BMW.
Yeah. No, like when he's at the top of his game, when he's fucking healthy,
phenomenal basketball player.
Like it's crazy. So he's that guy. So I wonder what Nick Nurse does with this roster.
Just sit him out the whole
season. He just goes, yo man, whether your time is limited or better yet, your role is limited.
Right.
So that now you're not. The offense is not going.
Well, now
we're not going through you,
because you figure you got to manage LeBron too.
Yeah,
right? You talk about a 41, 42-year-old.
But also LeBron is like a fucking court general, right?
Yeah.
Like, and he keeps his body in.
Which the rumor right now is that LeBron's playing point, which that's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah,
he's going to be the point guard on that team.
So isn't it Maxey the point right now?
I think so. So I think Maxey moved. No, Maxey then moves to 3. I think Edgecombe moves to 2.
Edgecombe's to 2,
and then they move what's his name to 4.
I would have thought Maxey to 2,
Embiid to 5, and what's his name to 4. What was the other kid on that team? Is it Maxey? No, sorry. Jalen goes to 3. I think Maxey to 4. I think was and then Edgecombe to the.
Jalen Brown.
Jalen
Brown's not a 2.
Not on that team, evidently. Fuck. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe I'm wrong.
So again, here's the puzzle that Nick Nurse has to put together, right?
Yeah.
And I really feel like if he's smart and I'm not a fucking basketball mind.
Yeah, and Nick Nurse is an NBA title winning coach,
yes,
right? So,
correct. So I would like to see Embiid play a lesser role. The ball doesn't always go through him. Maybe you pull Embiid out. Maybe you pull Embiid out more to the 3-point line just to take their center out of the
spread the
mix,
floor,
right? Spread the floor.
Open up the paint. Yeah, because LeBron's at his best when he can slash to the basket.
Exactly, and so I think maybe that kind of stuff, and then it keeps Embiid healthy, and then maybe down the stretch, maybe you use him more down the stretch. But I don't know, man. Like I think it makes them immediate title contenders. And obviously,
it's the LeBron effect, right? Like every team he goes on, even at 41, which is crazy. Also, has there ever been a more influential player in the history of basketball, man? Like I know we want to say Jordan,
not in my lifetime, man.
But I don't. I think with the Jordan brand and the sneakers and all that stuff, and not to say that Jordan wasn't phenomenal because he was absolutely
he's a fucking
transcendent.
I mean, of course,
arguably greatest athlete of all time in any sport, right? Bro, the NBA wouldn't release a schedule.
Thank you. I was just gonna say that.
41 years old until LeBron decided, and
where's he gonna go? And come out publicly and say that
and
shit.
Say it right. Who says that shit? And then Philadelphia has the most primetime games on national television. Yeah. That was not happening.
Go figure, bro. Not with him. Yeah.
It's like
that ain't the fucking Jaylen Brown effect, bro.
No, man. It's like I think LeBron's going to be one of those guys, man, that people are going to look back and go, fuck, I wish I would have appreciated what I was watching when I was watching it. We get so caught up in the GOAT debate of trying to tell him he's not Jordan and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And one-on-one, I'm going to tell you right now, LeBron would fucking eat Jordan alive, bro. And
he's too big.
He's too big. He's too physical. He's too, I understand. That's not to say that Jordan isn't great. That's not to say that Jordan isn't the closer. The debate will be, oh, LeBron can't finish like Jordan finished. Oh, LeBron. It'll be like, Jordan never lost in the finals. Well, Jordan got ousted in the first round a bunch of times. It was like we can go tit for tat and all that stuff. But if you're just looking at two players head to head, you remember Jordan struggled against that Pistons team that was very physical, and then Jordan went and got in the weight room, and and I go, and if we really want to go there, you can make the argument Jordan couldn't win a title till he was 7-8 years in the league, and he got Pippen, and then he had a Laker team on the downside. He had a Pistons team that was on the downtrend. He didn't beat any of those teams at their peak, he couldn't beat the Pistons at their fucking height, at the height of their thing. No, he didn't beat the Lakers team at the height of that.
Not to his credit, though. I mean, he did beat the Suns team at their height.
I say that, and I'm not saying that as an argument of Jordan isn't great. I think what people like to do is nitpick the LeBron losses, and it's we can do the same thing for Jordan. I'm saying take those two guys and put them, on a court 1-on-1 together. Physically, I'm I don't know that you could compete with that. Both phenomenal players. Yes, Jordan is an absolute fucking petty savage, and in a closeout game, is there anybody you don't want? Is there anybody else that you would pick to have the ball in their hand that's not Michael Jordan? Probably not, right? That's a different argument. But man, I've never seen anything like this in any sport where you just go, the fucking commissioner, like you said, publicly goes, I can't release the schedule until this guy decides where he wants to go. Yeah. Who's you're talking about a multi-billion dollar entity telling you one guy.
We're waiting for that, right?
Yeah.
One thing that I thought about recently, man, was I was like, if I'm picking a guy, if I'm picking a guy for a team, I think if I go, I think my first question is, how long am I picking this person for? And if it's for I don't know, if it's for a 10-year career, I'd probably take Jordan. If it's for anything more than that, the argument, you have to take LeBron.
And then the argument of LeBron and Jordan with the stats head to head, people always go, well, LeBron just padding stats now because he's been in the league for 20-something years.
That's not padding stats, bro.
However,
his stats this year were almost equal to his stats in his first year.
Yeah.
It's fucking that's insane.
So he's not just padding stats. He's been great for
20 years. Bro, yeah.
And if you take their careers in the same window, Jordan and LeBron, same amount of years, same amount of thing, LeBron beats him in almost every statistical category. Almost all of them. And I think the only one he doesn't beat him in is like something like defensive efficiency or three-point shooting. What's something? It's like one that Jordan
But everybody points to the number of rings.
But everybody points to the number of rings, which I get. But again, we don't go to Tom Brady and go, yeah, but you lost 3 Super Bowls. You know what I mean? Like you don't punish people for getting there. Like,
yo, how many does he have?
Is it 7? Tom Brady's got 7 fucking Super Bowls, bro, which is insane.
And
but you don't go,
not,
but you lost to Eli twice, so you can't be the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like,
and he's not the best thrower of the football.
No.
But
and so to me, the ring argument.
He's the best quarterback ever,
right.
Bro.
And no one goes, Will Chamberlain's the greatest basketball player of all time, right? Or Bill Russell.
Yeah, some heads do.
Right. No, but Bill Russell's got how many? 11? No one goes, Russell's better than Jordan. Like, the fucking ring argument is asinine. It's like, oh, Russell. No, he's not. It's like, Jordan's better than Russell. We understand that he's got half the rings. You know what I mean? Like, and also, LeBron is the difference on teams. But, and again, Jordan's fucking phenomenal, man. So it's like, it's almost asinine to even make the argument for either or. Like, it feels like we should just be able to live in the moment and appreciate.
Just appreciate,
yeah. Because I loved watching Michael Jordan. I loved watching Michael Jordan. I hated watching that. Yeah, like if you're a Knicks fan or whatever, like you fucking hate him. But like just an absolute, there was something in that dude's DNA that just was different, and he was an absolute savage, and he was so fun to watch, right? But then when you watch, again, and I've been fortunate enough to have seen him for a big chunk of his career, and then have witnessed LeBron's entire career, and you're like, man, it's just, there's something physically just different about this dude, and he did it for 20-something years, to your point, stayed healthy the whole time. Like, it's wild, man.
How we doing on time, bro?
Dude, we're over an hour. Yeah, we're an hour 16, man.
All right, man, that's it. On that, tell them where they can find us.
Courtside at the WNBA game versus the middle school team. And then at the Carbon Football Podcast on IG, on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, at Carbon FB Pod, on TikTok. I don't know, I probably said that already. But we're at the Carbon Football Podcast on almost everything.
He ain't no good.
FB Pod on X. And then everywhere where you guys get your audio and your podcast. So we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Audible, we're on Amazon Music, we're on YouTube Podcasts, YouTube Music, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, Geo7, Ghana, TuneIn, RadioCast. Everywhere where you guys get your audio, your music, your podcast, we're on there. And if we're not on something that you listen to all the time, reach out, shoot us a DM. We'll make sure we get it added to there. And then video coming soon to Spotify and Apple Podcasts too.
That's right.
Even though I think most of you guys watch the video on YouTube already, but doesn't hurt. So
that's right.
Yeah.
And yo,
we're everywhere.
Try out the tequila old fashioned. For those of y'all who like tequila old fashions or haven't tried it yet, definitely try it out. And as always, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.